If you're still blaming other people for all of the problems that you have in your life, if you're looking outside of yourself for a change or for some growth, or if you're telling yourself that you're good while you're still telling lies and not being honest and true with the people that you love or even with yourself, then it's time to grow up. Today's Real Talk, emotional maturity. Maturity grows from a seed of awareness, and awareness of yourself and the actions you take, the words you say, how people see you. So the first sign of emotional maturity is self-awareness. Self-awareness is about understanding your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, your possibilities, your limitations, every little nuance, all the light and the dark parts of yourself. Number 2, self-control. You can identify those urges and those feelings that come up for you and not necessarily always act on them. If you get angry about someone cutting you off in the car, instead of having road rage and screaming at them, you just let them make it. Realize that you're both going to the same place and they just may need to get there a little faster. Forgive them for being rude and keep it moving. Third, accountability. We accept that we're all accountable for our own choices and the impact that we may have on the world based on our actions and the things that we do. Are you accountable? Do you own up to the things that you do and say and the situations that happen in your life? Own your shit. Be accountable. 2, self-control. Are you able to identify your emotions when they come up? Are you able to control how you express them? If you're in the car and someone cuts you off, are you able to just let them make it instead of yelling and screaming and getting your blood pressure up? Because they're not even fazed by what you're doing. They're living their best life, driving around, and you're the one that's angry. So self-control means you're able to let them make it when the anger and the emotions come up, when you're upset and want to cry and want to yell and scream and fall out on the floor. Stopping yourself and being able to maintain your cool and maintain your equilibrium. That's self-control. 3, accountability. Accountability kind of speaks for itself. Being able to stand in your truth, being able to say when you're wrong, admit your faults and your flaws if you have to, saying, I messed up, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Own your shit. Own up to it. Being accountable is really mature. Number 4, humility. Being able to take yourself out of a hierarchy that you put in your own mind, thinking that you're higher than, bigger than, better than, smarter than other people, and using your money and your power and your job and where you live and the things that you can buy and, things that could make you feel powerful over another person, and shrink that down. Not everybody needs to know all the things that you have. Be humble. Everyone's equal. We are all in this thing together. We are with our own problems and issues. So be humble. Self-acceptance. Mature people are able to accept themselves just as they are. They take their past, present, and situations that they've gotten themselves into, and they accept that it is what it is, it happened, and move past it. Don't hold on to things. Just accept it for what it is and what it was and move on. Number 6, and here's this word again, gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Be grateful. Be grateful for the big things and the small things in your life. Experience all of your senses, your sight, your taste, the way things feel on your skin, the way the flowers look, the way the sun is shining. Gratitude for the smaller things in your life will help bring the bigger things that you're asking for, that you're asking the universe for right to you. So be grateful. A side effect of being grateful is that you feel more empathy and concern for other people on the planet, which is number 7, compassion. Have compassion for people. Everyone is going through something. Everyone is dealing with something. The happiest person on earth still has issues that they have to deal with, still has bills to pay, still has to be accountable for the things that they do, So have compassion for people and what they might be going through, and people will have compassion for you. Number 8, and this may be something new to you, being other-centered. Rather than the separation that comes from putting your interests first or ahead of other people, you are determined to actually create a space of oneness and unity with those around you. You're not selfish. Being other-centered means not being self-centered, but being other-centered. You're thinking about the whole as opposed to just your small part in it, and how it can benefit everyone as opposed to just yourself. Be other-centered. Number 9, be open-minded. You no longer see things in black and white when you're open-minded. You see shades of gray. Not everything is one thing or the other. There is also a middle ground. Being open-minded doesn't mean that you're always thinking outside of the box or thinking of something weird or freaky. Being open-minded just means that you're willing to see a different perspective. You're willing to see something from a different lens. You realize that, there are a lot of things in the world that you don't know. There are a lot of things in the world that you can't see, that other people might be able to see or see a little differently and give you their perspective. All of the phobias that we have is just because we're not seeing things from a different lens. We're seeing things as one thing or the other, or whatever you were trained or conditioned to believe. Open your mind. There's so many possibilities. There's so many things in the world that you could discover if you just would open your mind just a little bit. And when you open your mind, that leads you to have a sense of wonder in the world. Children are amazing little creatures. They can see things that we don't see, and they are curious about what the world has to offer, or what this tastes like, or what this smells like, or what happens if I throw this in the toilet. There's a sense of wonder about the world and what your place is in it. So if you have a sense of wonder, go back to that childlike wonder that you had as a kid, and you can find small little miracles in everything in your life. You can find the miracles of your own existence, and what makes your blood flow, what makes your hair curly, all of the things that make you you. Find wonder in yourself, and you'll find wonder in the world. A mature person is also able to look at things with optimism, with just a little bit of realism splashed in. You see the glass half full as opposed to half empty. You have a positive mindset. Everything is not dark and dank, and the world isn't out to get you. You're able to know that there are problems in the world. There's death, there's change, there's suffering, but in all of that, there are some blessings in your life. Number 12, be flexible. Flexibility is key. When you're flexible, you're not stubborn and stuck in your ways, and your views can change, and you can accept things when the unpredictable happens, and you're not surprised or upset. It doesn't throw you off balance when things aren't the way you think they should be. So be flexible. Learn to think on your feet and adapt to the things that are changing around you, because the world is changing. Every second of every day, the world is changing. So change your views and learn to adapt and flow. Number 13, be resilient. Being resilient means you don't dwell in sorrow and have pity parties for yourself. You rise above all of that and realize that there is something that you can do in any situation to make it better for yourself. Number 14, patience. Patience is a virtue. My grandmother used to say it constantly. Be patient, be patient, be patient. How patient does a person have to be? Well, you have to understand that life is not always going to move at your pace. People definitely are not going to be at your pace, and you have no control. So, the best thing you can do is just relax, understand that the universe is flowing the way it flows, and that things are going to eventually work out. So you have an air of positivity while you're just waiting for things to move around or affect some change. Patience can also be you affecting change, and then sitting back and letting the effects of the changes that you make show up. It's not always going to happen overnight, but if you're patient, you'll get to see the things unfold in front of you. And last, but certainly not least, and to me this is the most important way that you can tell if you're emotionally mature, is if you can be honest. Now there's the truth and there's being honest. The truth is absolute. Truth is what it is. The sun is going to rise, the sun is going to set. The moon is in the sky. All of these things are truth. They're things that we know that are tangible, that are truth. Being honest means speaking your truth and telling the truth and saying what it is regardless of the outcome. Because the truth is the truth. You made a mistake. You did something wrong. You told a lie. Being honest means, I wasn't really honest with you, and telling them exactly what happened and exactly what it is and exactly how you feel about it. And let the chips fall where they may. You may lose some friends. You may gain some people just because you were honest. Being honest means telling a thing, calling a thing, letting it be what it is, and understanding that there may be some lashback, there may be some hurt feelings, or there may be some joy. You may make somebody's day just by being honest. So honesty is the best policy. We hear it all the time, but honesty is the highest form of maturity in all situations, and being willing to accept whatever happens after you've told the truth and after you were honest. But first, be honest with yourself. If you don't like that person, it's okay not to want to be around someone. Just be honest about it. Don't be around them doing what you don't want to do, making yourself unhappy to make somebody else happy. That's not being honest with yourself. Being honest means you have no more desire to wear a mask. You're not hiding who you are. You're not hiding what you've done. You don't have skeletons in your closet. You're clearing out all the critters from under your bed, and you can live a clean life just by being honest. Tell it like it is. Call a thing. Being honest means you clear away the possibility of being discovered as someone without integrity, of being discovered as someone who doesn't tell the truth. So be honest. Honesty is the best policy. So, with all of that being said, ask yourself, am I really mature? Where do I need to go? What things do I need to address to get there? And it's a constant daily struggle. It's a constant daily flow of being patient, being honest, being compassionate, being self-aware, self-checks. Self-checking is key. That's all I have for you today. Have any questions or comments? Leave me comments, leave me messages below. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Be blessed.